If you're a small business and you're trying to grow by acting like a big business, then you're losing already. Small businesses don't win by scaling faster. We can't. Small businesses win by mattering more to fewer people. This is really, really important. Most people offering you advice, they're telling you, act and think like a big business. I'm telling you, don't do that. You can't win. It will lead to ruin. Every owner of a big business wishes they owned a small business. That's your goal. Your goal is to literally make a big business owner envious of you. Oh, I never should have done what I did. Look how perfect that business is. You can make so much more money with a small business than you can a big business. You can innovate quicker. You can implement change quicker. You can matter more to your clients. People don't feel that way about a big business. They feel that way about a small business. You want to pay attention to me on this one. Because if you start thinking this way, you're going to reach all your goals quicker. I'm going to cover 3 main points. Here they are. The first one is, to think and succeed as a small business, you have to decide who you are for and conversely, who you're not for. The second thing that you got to do is create a sense of belonging. Think members. All of my clients are members. And not in that way that, you can be a member of Costco. Do you feel anything with your membership at Costco? A membership at Costco just means you're allowed to go inside and spend your money. I'm talking about something totally different, where people feel like they belong there. They're seen, they're safe, they're known, they're understood. Maybe your business represents an achievement to them, a big idea that by participating in that business, spending money, investing your time and your money at that business, it helps you accomplish something. So number one is we're going to decide who we're for and who we're not for. Number two, we're going to talk about this idea of membership and what that means and belonging. And the third thing is, of course, we're going to talk about how we have to stage experiences and not just services. And I'm going to tell you all about this wonderful experience I had while Christmas shopping. So let's go to this first point. This first point is that you got to decide for who you're for and ignore everybody else. You're not meant to be for everyone. Everyone isn't a strategy, it's hiding, okay? You're for some people, and trying to appeal to everyone will ultimately make you invisible, okay? In my neighborhood, there's this giant grocery store. It's called the Super Center. That's for everyone. Anybody can go there and go grocery shopping. They have expensive products and they have off-brand or no-name brand cheaper products. You can buy an expensive can of corn or a cheap can of corn. You with me? Okay, that's for everyone. It's a big, big grocery store. But there's a little tiny store near my house called the Piggy Market. It's a little tiny butcher shop. Everything is really, really expensive. Only some people go to that store, people that care about that sort of thing. Lots and lots of people, there's nothing wrong with this. If they need something from the butcher, they just go to that department, that section in the supercenter, okay? The piggy market, if you will, it appeals to a very small group of people that are willing to pay a premium price for something that is unique, which is also very relevant to them. You want to be the piggy market, not the superstore. Or, more specifically, I had this incredible experience at Christmas time. I went walking through this neighborhood with my wife. We'd done some Christmas shopping, and I said, at the end of the day, let's just wrap early, no pun intended, and we'll have a little dinner together. It'll be lovely. Let's just do that. So as I'm walking up the street, which is Bank Street in Ottawa, in a neighborhood called the Glebe, on my left-hand side, I see something in the window. Something catches my eye. This is done deliberately. What I saw was a gentleman in the window. He was sharpening knives. And I just took a quick look because I thought, wait, is that a hardware store? No. It's a knife store. The store is called Knifeware. And all they sell are knives. And not just any knives. Specifically, they sell Japanese knives and cooking like cleavers and all kinds of stuff. And just to qualify this here, of course, I said to Sherry, I have to go in here. It's just too interesting. I went in. And I went crazy. The experience economy brain I have just went nuts. This is a store that sells knives that cost up to $700 or $800 a knife. A vegetable knife was $200. They don't sell knives to just anybody. Not anybody would want to go into that store. I, of course, loved it because of that. Do I need a $700 knife? No. Do I love a business that goes out on the edge like that and wants to matter to fewer people? Yes, I do. So I start chatting with the owner. I'm like, this is the coolest store I've ever seen. Oh my, how long have you been here? She says, 12 years. Like, oh my goodness. I said, I love this store. I love it. Who shops here? Professional chefs, of course, but also she said, amateur chefs who take their kitchenware seriously. She said to me, some people see a knife. This is a tool, okay? And it is something, she says, that people aspire to own. As she's telling me that, I'm like, yeah, I get it. And I tell her a little bit of what I do. I'm always careful to make sure nobody thinks I'm trying to sell them something, So I look around, and all over the walls, there are hundreds of pictures. This is about turning clients into members. There's Polaroids of people with their purchase stapled up on the wall of the place, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. I'm like, that is members. What's a member? Okay, it's a person who feels like they belong there. People don't want to be customers. Think about your small business. Who's it for? Let's zero in on that first one. Are you selling something that is unique and relevant to a small group of people? I've talked about this many times, that smallest viable audience, people who care, okay? And secondly, are you staging experiences that create this sense of membership, community? Okay, communities grow when people feel seen, not managed. When you position yourself and appeal to a very small group of people, that small group of people is plugged into other people who think the same way, value the same things. Your easiest, fastest way to scale is to try not to. It's to, instead of saying, how do I get more clients? The question you need to ask is, how do I matter more to the ones that I have? This place brought me in because right in the front window, they engaged me with theater. Like, what is this? It caused me to look inside, to have questions. What is this place? And from the moment I went in, specifically from the moment the owner said, well, I've been here 12 years, the first thought I had was, how long have I been missing out on this? Like, what? 12 years? You should know my name by now. I love this place. Okay? If you don't have members, you're selling people every single day. Belonging turns marketing, into momentum, and clients into allies. Every single client you have, nobody ever talks about the thing they bought, unless it's really rare. But everything you can buy, you can get it on Amazon. Nothing's rare anymore. What they talk about every single time is the story, who that business helps them become. The third thing I want to talk about really quickly is to stage experiences. Don't just deliver services. Services get compared, but experiences get remembered. People don't buy outcomes, okay? They buy stories. They buy this, when they're using that knife in the kitchen, they don't talk about the knife, they talk about the store. They talk about the clerk. They talk about sharpening it. They talk about how they have to return to the store when they need help sharpening the knife, if they want to do it perfectly or have it done perfectly, right? There's some learning involved in this, okay? Design moments that people talk about. What does it feel like to walk into your business? What does it feel like for people when they arrive, okay? If I'm a small business and I'm looking to grow in 2026 and every other year, what am I not doing? Broadcasting, beating the drum. I'm not calling any strangers. I'm not trying to appeal to people who have never walked in my store. I'm trying to appeal to all of the people who already give me money, who already trust me. And this is true if I was a housekeeper, if I owned a retail store, if I owned a practice of some kind, if I was a financial advisor or legal services or some kind of medical practice. I'm a dentist, I'm a plastic surgeon, whatever it is. I'm focusing on the patient experience. That's where value is. Value is in creating an environment where everybody who walks in feels like they found this little secret place that doesn't exist, like the piggy market that I mentioned earlier, which is literally down a little side street. You have to know where it is. You almost have to be directed to it. Every time I go by, I look to see, have they put up a sign to point people down the little laneway to where they are? Nope. And yet every time I go in there, I'm never the only one. Growth will not come from doing more. Growth comes from doing the right work for the right people and the courage, my friend, to be specific. Growth doesn't come from acting and thinking like a big business. They can't think your way. The big super center can't attack things the way the piggy market does. And a kitchen store that sells all kinds of kitchen gadgets and stuff can't do what Knifeware does in the Glebe in Ottawa. They sell one thing to one very specific person who has a problem they can't have fixed anywhere else, namely lousy knives. They appeal to a very specific audience, and you need to too. What's your work? What's your work? Don't think what the service is. Think about what the experience is and what the consequence is. When people engage with you, your brand, your store, your business, what happens to them? Okay? Who are you for? Who are you not for? And what are the experiences and rituals that you stage that your clients look forward to, are affected by, and talk about? That, my friends, is how you scale. Thanks for paying attention.